Well, I spoke to French journalist and filmmaker Rohayo Diallo just a short time ago. She said she thinks Macron's next move may be a slap in the face to the French electorate. We discussed the immediate reaction to the results in France. Have a listen.
I couldn't believe it. It was such a surprise because we've been telling the tale about the far right being the great winner of this election. So we were like everybody was prepared to have France. So suddenly not only having them not winning the election, but also having the left being first was a surprise. It was a surprise.
But they didn't win. They're third in the election, but they still got a substantial number of seats. And we heard Marine Le Pen saying, she said the tide is rising. And just to put into perspective for our viewers, I mean, in 2022, I'd seen 4 million voted for Le Pen, 11 million voted for the far right. That in itself is worrying.
It is concerning. It has been concerning, and it is still concerning because if you quantify the numbers of voters, they have the largest number of voters. They had like much more voters than they used to have in 2022. For example, in 2027, they only have 8 MPs. This year they have 143 with the coalition. So it's a big number. It's a big win to them. And you know, when you win many votes, you win substantial amount of money. So that will give them enough means to train and to prepare the next election.
More resources, a bigger platform. Let's speak to the political conundrum that France and political deadlock that France is facing now, because yes, the far right is third, but it does seem that political limbo, that we're facing political limbo. How do you see this moving?
I think that even if they are third, they have won an ideological battle because during the last term there were only 89, which is a big number actually, and they managed to influence Macron's policy in a substantial way. For example, a bill on immigration was voted in December, and the presidential party decided to include all the demands from the far right, and Marine Le Pen claimed that bill as a win, as a success for her, as a victory. So that means that today, many of the right-wing parties look up to the ideology of the far right because they think that helped them winning. So it's very concerning because today their ideas are normalized. They're part of the mainstream and they're part of the political landscape. You know, once it was commonplace to fight their ideas and even to fight their presence in the mainstream. Now it's commonplace to run after the ideas and to try to make them, you know, mainstream.
And we are seeing, of course, we don't know how it's going to play out. We know there's a lot of horse trading right now. Where do you see, I mean, the challenges in the next weeks and months for France? Who is going to be the next prime minister? How will they govern? The machinations going on.
So the situation is unprecedented in the Fifth Republic in France. We are very polarized political life, and we're not used to have like 3 big groups having
coalitions.
Yes, coalitions who have almost the same numbers of MPs. So the difficulty will be to find someone who will be consensual enough to represent the majority group, which is the left, without governing with Macron.
So how do you see it going? Because I've heard today people saying, oh, he's going to go towards the right, La Républicaine, or he's going to go towards the left. Where do you stand on this?
I think that Macron is still hoping to build a coalition on the center-right. That's why he kept his Prime Minister Gabriel Attal, because there are enough MPs in the center and in the right to build a coalition. But it will take him to convince MPs one by one, but it's still possible.
But how would that be received though by the French electorate, who clearly voted the other way, the majority of them?
Of course, it will be received as a slap in the face, as as many of Macron's decisions. So, like the dissolution of the coming to the snap election. But I think that everything that has happened over the past week have been very surprising and shocking to many, because like what Macron has done was a very dangerous and reckless gamble. It was it really risked much, and it's only because candidates mostly from the left decided to withdraw themselves in order to block the far right, that they didn't win and that they didn't make it to have an absolute majority. But if not, he would have risked the lives of many.